But here we're talking about the signs on these points. So this is our first two categories, and it's worth taking a little time to reflect on it. You know, like which season is on your IC? The daylight is increasing, but darkness is greater. I want to do my own thing, but there's so many responsibilities and so many other things that have to be done. I can only do it in little ways. Or daylight increase, daylight greater, just get out of the way. I'm doing my own thing. I'm getting up. I'm doing my own thing. That's it. Or you have the summer where you have the nighttime is increasing, daylight is greater. I want to belong. I want to do this for you. I'm doing this. I made the breakfast. Here we are. We're ready to go. You get up wanting to help, but on your terms. Not necessarily on the other person's terms, but you're trying to move that direction. When the Libra, Scorpio, or Sag is there, I have the Scorpio, the motivation is to really be receptive. It's nighttime is increasing and nighttime is greater. So you're trying to be receptive of this. You're trying to belong. You're trying to be part of a team. So anytime we get in a relationship, it's a big commitment, whether it's work, whether it's really, it hits my motivation. I'm going to work really hard. I got the Scorpio. I got to make this happen. If I run across idiots who are doing things against the group, I'm instantly fighting them. So, but each of the other factors will come in, but it's important to see this need to be free, need to belong. So someone who's motivated by freedom, if they're going to hold a marriage together, the partner has to give them that freedom and like it, not try and change them. At the same side, if you're a freedom-oriented person, you're with someone that's a real team player, you're going to have to accept their team playerness without being threatened by it. So this is just Star Wars. It's just the way it works, the battles of life. But just by going over this and you start looking at your own relationships, your own situations, it really starts to open up ideas. You're really getting into in-depth insights of how your attitudes affect your circumstances in the world, your day-to-day reality. Okay. So then we go to the masculine or feminine sign. So what are you motivated? Is it fire or air? If it's fire or air, you're going to project your motivation. You're going to, I got to do this. I'm motivated by this. You're going to be telling people about it. You're going to be saying, this is what motivates me. This is why I'm doing these things. You're going to be going with that. And you're going to be very sensitive to other people's response to your going on it, whether you're getting applause or not, or approval. But you're still going to do it whether you're getting the approval or not. If you have, so any of the Aries, well, as we get it, it's enough just to see the projective signs right now. We're going to go through the fire, water, earth, but the projective signs, you're going to project your IC. You can project your motive. It's a challenge. You're making it happen. If it's in the feminine signs, you're going to respond, you're going to react, you're going to judge, you're going to take things in, the water and earth signs. If you have a water earth sign in, you're measuring, you're not projecting, you're taking in more than you're putting out. And that motivates you. So how other people affect you, how you react to people is going to have a very strong motivating effect. So one person with the masculine, if they want to get motivated, they have to be something they can project. Hey, why don't you do this? Go and take the bike, go for a walk, go do something. And as they go do something, they get motivated again. It sets it off. But the other one is not about being, I don't want to do that. It's, did you like me? Was this okay? If this wasn't okay, it's hard. Why would I do anything? So it's like the kid that always needs the hug, or the partner that needs the attention. They're trying to suck in the feelings and feel okay about themselves so that their motivation can be justified. For me in Scorpio, it works like if someone's there for me or someone's made a commitment to me, I'm going to do, and I'm getting good feedback. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure it's the best relationship possible. I'm going to be really motivated. So I get almost too strong in my commitments to relationships. And when people are really independent, that's a whole different thing. It's not always on this. We don't always feel on the same frequency. But these are, I mean, if you're doing therapy, you're getting a kid that's autistic or somebody, and you're trying to understand how they process. This is hugely valuable information. Same way if you're trying to understand a partner or a kid that's got a problem or something, or a parent. Wow. I mean, your kids, your partners, your parents, your brothers and sisters, they're the people you know. They're the first ones you should be checking this out against. then your boss, but don't talk to your boss about these things because it can come back at you. But it's good to know it. So that's the masculine, feminine. We're just going to watch the time here. Okay. And then we went through the seasons. Okay, then, so first we have the rising or setting. We're motivated to project things, or we're motivated to react to things by reacting to things. Each one has its own type of motivation. And a reacting motivation might want more and more to do more and more. A rising motivation one response might be enough to get them going. They don't have to always keep getting back, but it's a pulsing. We have this always going on in our life. Now, when we get to the modes, again, just like the signs, just like when we're dealing with the planets and the functions, we're looking at the sensitivity point, this motivation. If it's a cardinal sign, you can't sit still. You're gonna, whatever you're into, whatever you're motivated by, you're gonna push it. You're gonna almost try and live to force it out there to prove to others that this is valid. I'm living this way. This is where I'm coming from. It's not about what jobs or what you fit in, but if you have cardinal on the IC, you will have cardinal on the MC. So there will be, and these points, how you're motivated inwardly and what you have to do outwardly, the MC, they're always opposed to each other. There's always a fight between how much the career demands and how much the home demands. The outer status, what you have to do for outer respect, and what you have to do for inner integrity. So integrity, personal integrity is the IC. Personal integrity, personal motivation. Social integrity and social motivation out in the world, that's the MC. Okay. Again, we've gone over this enough so you thought about it, but the cardinal, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, you're going to see they're going to be pushing, driving to make, they're not going to sit still. I got to have a home. I got to do this. They're pushed, not because of outer things. No, they're pushed because I got to do this. It's my personal thing. It's how I process. And if I'm doing it, I'm pumped. And if I'm not, it's hard to be motivated. So if you have a kid that's had a breakdown, needs therapy, and they got a cardinal IC, you're going to have to find challenges that they're challenged to do, that they can build up their confidence in trying to do things, running, swimming, doing something. You know, not sit back and just listen to a group in therapy. It won't work the same way. They won't stay around that long. It's got to translate into something they can do. Well, this is a useful piece of information. How to reach someone, how to say something that's going to go right down to somebody's depth so they really hear you. If you should say something out in the world and you touch someone deeply, what does that mean? It means they're going to take it personally and it's going to go down and touch their very motivation, their integrity. And that's going to get them trying to project out a little and understand things a little differently. Okay. When we get to the fixed signs, if you have a fixed sign there, your motives tend to, I'm fixed on this. So my Scorpio, I get fixed in relationships, fixed in obsessions, fixed in, this is it, fixed in commitments. And I'm personally motivated by this commitment. And if someone lets it down or if a partner quits or something like that, boy, it totally hits my nerve. How could someone leave a commitment? You made a commitment, you trusted. How do you break trust? Wow. So for me, that's been huge, really successful, and really detrimental when it didn't fall apart. Really hit those things would hit me very deeply. Who's trustworthy? That's the Scorpio, and I get fixed in that. So I trusted parents and other people in my life, even though I grew up out of an abusive situation, and really, those people shouldn't have been trusted that much. What do you have? You have to start with your mom and dad. I didn't realize I came out of a poor family till I went to school. You know, I didn't realize other people weren't getting knocked around the same as me if they did something wrong. That came as I grew up older. So some people will learn these things being positively within the family. Some people, it's afflicted and they're not learning from their family. They have to get out and try and find their own motivation. Every day we're trying to find our motivation. So it has a presence. Every day it's the foundation of everything we do, successfully or unsuccessfully. So because it's a point, how do you evolve the quality of it? How do you grow? How do you open the sensitivity of that point? And if you can, what a difference it can make in your world. As soon as you start taking this person and relating to a person, and you have the time right, this is really alive. No, but if your time's out half an hour, you can be off and have a different sign on there, and it can changing these categories. So it's used to rectify a chart in a way, but it's important to have a correct time before you start supposing it's going to be this sign or that sign. But if it's yours and you try to figure it out, usually what happens if you don't like the one that's there, you're going to try and see if it's a different one. But at some point you begin to see, oh yeah, that's really, it really should hit the nerve that touches you deeply. So yeah, I do process like that. But the fixed signs, they get stable in it. I'm living this way. If it's Leo, I got it. The house has to be the best. It has to be best. It has to be stable, not changing. It's my place. You know, like it's in Taurus might be about having how beautiful I am or what things I have, or just if Taurus is there, you're motivated for that comfort zone. If it's Aquarius, you're motivated by what you know and ideas and who your friends are. So any of the factors of the signs will come and affect this motivation point. But then the motivation is a sensitive point, but it starts to affect the whole behavior of and the positive and negative results of what you put out, what comes back. It permeates the whole houses. So if you are trying to understand the houses without being anchored in the IC and see where that's coming from, it's hard to really, if you want to go deep, you have to see this. So when it's a mutable IC, you're going to have really changeable motives. I'm motivated this way one day, I'm motivated that way. You're going to be you're going to take on a bunch of things. You have multiple motives, which can provide a scope. It can really spread you out thin too. You can be motivated by learning, motivated by seeing different ways, but you're not going to be motivated by staying at the same thing. You're not going to be motivated to be ambitious and push things. You can be curious and want to try different things and how they feel. How I like this, I don't like this, I don't like. If you're in a job you don't like, if it's a fixed sign on the house, you're going to try and hold in. If it's a cardinal sign, you're going to push to make it better. If it's a mutable sign, you're going to say, if I don't like this, why don't I try something else? I'll try something different. It has a more mutable approach. So those cardinal, fixed, mutable, they're primary. You can see those, just like masculine and feminine. You can see it, just like data is increasing, night is increasing. No, rising and setting are objective or subjective. So when we're really looking at this objective, subjective side and what attitudes, how free we're looking at it, or how socially involved or how responsible we're looking at our circumstances. Someone can be very independent and free in their social functioning. Someone else can be very responsible in their social functioning. Someone can be very responsible in their subjective being. Someone can be very independent and free in their subjective being. Different types of people. Hugely different types of people. Okay, so when you get to the fire, energy to burn, if you have IC, if you have fire on the IC, you're motivated to make things happen, to burn, to shine, to show. To be proud. I need to feel proud. I need to shine in myself. Even within myself, I got to think I'm good. People should see that. So I'm personally motivated to be noticeable, playful, performing, winning. That energy to burn is going to be on the IC. If you try to live with someone, you're going to run into their IC right away.